Kia ora team and welcome to another online tutorial. Today we're going to be talking quickly about sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction. So we're going to start off by identifying sexual reproduction produces genetically variable offspring and asexual reproduction produces genetically identical offspring or clones. Okay, let's run through it. So in sexual reproduction, we require two individuals. Okay. As we need two sources of that genetic information. Okay. Whereas with asexual reproduction, we only need one. Okay. Flowing on from this, these two individuals for sexual reproduction have to find each other, okay, and they expend energy in that task. A lot of animals will go far and wide looking for a mate. So we're going to say that this is a relatively high energy process. Now this energy can be spent looking for a mate, preparing to mate. A lot of animals will grow a lot of plumage, etc. If you're a bird, or behave in certain ways and expend a lot of energy, trying to attract this mate. A benefit of asexual reproduction is that you don't have to attract anyone. It's just you, or just the individual that's producing asexually. Not that we can, okay? So it is low energy. Not only is sexual reproduction high energy, it is typically a very slow process. Okay? It's a slow process that takes a lot of time. Whereas asexual reproduction in comparison is relatively very quick. So I say it's a fast process. You can reproduce really quickly asexually and produce populations really fast. Whereas sexually, this takes a lot more time. Okay. So, from that, we now get towards our offspring. Okay. We produce genetically variable offspring that are both different to their peers, so they differ from siblings, and they differ from parents. Okay. With our asexual reproduction, we produce genetically identical offspring. Of which we're going to refer to here as clones. Okay. They'll be the same as siblings. And the same as parents. Or same as their parent, sorry. Alright. Now, this is where the trouble comes in for asexual reproduction, because so far we've talked about it. You've only needed one individual. It's been low energy. It's been fast. You can populate an area really quickly. All right. But this is the kicker. There's no genetic variability. That's the real strength. So far in sexual reproduction, it's been negatives. You need two individuals. Okay. It has a high energy cost. It's slow, all right? But that is all made up by us producing genetically variable offspring. So, we're going to talk about environmental factors. Okay? So, If environmental factors change in a way that is detrimental to a population, either individuals that are sexually or asexually reproduced, we will lose some of that population. Okay, there will be fatalities and deaths, etc. Casualties to this. Now, some of the particular ones we discuss often at risk of asexual reproduction can be disease, predation, okay. These could be competition, could be change in climate, water availability, and food. Okay. Specifically, we'll talk about disease. Because asexually reproduced individuals all have the same DNA, they're genetically identical. If one individual, one of our clones, is susceptible to disease, all of our clones are susceptible to disease. Meaning that things such as disease or any major change in the environment can wipe out entire populations of asexually reproduced individuals. Whereas, for our sexually reproduced individuals, there is variability. They're not all the same. Some individuals may have an advantage over others in different environments with different factors applied against them. Some will be at risk to the disease. Others may have immunity. Now, those that have immunity will survive the disease, continue to pass those genes on, making the population as a whole more resistant to that particular disease. Okay, let's run through it. Asexual reproduction is faster. Okay, it requires one individual. It's low energy, but we get clones. Massive risk. Sexual reproduction, on the other hand, it requires two individuals. It's high energy. You've got to go find them. You've got to impress them. You've got to produce that baby and then grow it. Okay, it is a slow process, but we produce genetically variable offspring who are different from both their siblings and their parents. Okay, this variability being the real strength, meaning that if there are changes in the environment, they are more likely to survive, pass on those genes, and continue that population in that area. Okay, hopefully that's been helpful, team.